Assalamualaikum and hi guys. Our group would like to share about the rise of Rwanda. The Republic of Rwanda, or known as Rwanda, is a landlocked country located in the Great Rift Valley in Central Africa, where the Great Lakes region of Africa and Southeast Africa meet. Rwanda is known for its stunning natural scenery and is often referred to Land of the Thousand Hills. The earliest inhabitants of Rwanda were the Twa, followed by the Hutu and Tutsi. The Rwandan kingdom, ruled by Tutsi kings, emerged around the 14th century and flourished for centuries. In 1897, Rwanda was colonized by Germany, followed by Belgium after World War I. The colonial powers reinforced their pre-existing Tutsi dominance, creating tensions with the Hutu majority. In 1959, the Hutu majority revolted against Tutsi rule, culminating in the abolition of the monarchy and the establishment of Hutu-led republic in 1962. However, this shift triggered wave of violence and displacement of Tutsis. Rwanda Genocide 1994. The genocide in Rwanda was the worst episode of ethnic cleansing since the end of World War II. At the time, around 800,000 people, mostly from the Tutsi ethnic group, were killed by the Hutu ethnic group. After the genocide, Rwanda, known as one of the poorest countries in the world, has made significant progress in various areas, including the handling of the COVID-19 pandemic.
Rwanda is a republic with an executive president and a multi-party democratic system. The president, Paul Kagame, is a head of state, head of government, and commander-in-chief of the defense forces. He is directly elected by universal adult suffrage for a 7-year term and serves a maximum of 2 terms. There are 3 branches of constitutional act in Rwanda, which is the executive, legislative, and judiciary. In the executive, there are 3 more sections, which is the president, Paul Kagame, the cabinet, and the administrative structure. The executive power is vested in the president and the cabinet. Members of the cabinet, including the prime minister, are appointed by the president, Paul Kagame. The cabinet is accountable to the president and to the parliament in accordance with the provisions of the country's constitution. For administrative purposes, the country contains 5 provinces. The provinces are further divided into districts, each with its own council and executive committee responsible for local administration and community development. The bicameral parliament comprises the Chamber of Deputies and the Senate. The Chamber of Deputies consists of 80 members, 53 of whom are directly elected by universal suffrage every 5 years. The remaining 27 represent women, which is 24 seats, 2 seats of youth, and 1 seat for disabled people. The Senate is composed of 26 members who represent different groupings. These groupings include local government, marginalized communities, political parties, and academia, while members of the Senate serve for 8 years. The Constitution provides for an independent judiciary comprising the Supreme Court, the High Court, and the provincial, district, and municipal tribunals. The Supreme Court is the final court of appeal and the Constitutional Court. The President and Vice President of Supreme Court are elected by the Senate.
I am going to present about Rwanda's political culture. Rwanda's political culture emphasizes on national unity and reconciliation due to its history of genocide that happened in 1994 that involved the mass killing of the members of Tutsi group by the ethnic Hutu. Under the National Unity and Reconciliation Commission, the Rwandan government implemented a variety of policies and initiatives to promote harmony and peace among the citizens, which includes educational campaigns, memorial services for the genocide victims, and community dialogues. For example, a program named Ingando, a peace education program in solidarity camps, seminars, and national summits. Secondly, Rwanda has an authoritarian governance. It is an one-party dominant state led by President Paul Kagame and the Rwandan Patriotic Front since the year 2000. Though elections are held democratically in there, they are rigged in a number of ways, such as opposition members are threatened with disappearances, arbitrary arrest and incarceration, and killing. For example, Diane Rwigara, who attempted to run for president in 2017, was detained and imprisoned. And Victor Ingabire, the 2010 presidential candidate, were found guilty of offenses against the state and irregular armed force, which then sentenced to 7 to 10 years in prison. Besides, Paul Kagame tightened restrictions on criticism, shut down free press, and extended the constitutional term limits, making critics contend that there is little political opposition and raise concerns with press freedom and political dissent. Lastly, despite President Paul Kagame's political domination that results in authoritarian governance, it has also resulted in high levels of political stability and overall security in Rwanda. Since 2003, the party has easily won every legislative and executive polls, and the public still strongly supports the government. Besides, corruption is low by regional norms, as authorities are credited with having a limited tolerance for graft and theft of public funds. The rule of law has also improved recently despite the claims of extrajudicial actions targeting opponents that have plagued security agencies, thus the doubts in the judiciary's independence. Next, I will pass to Nurul Atika to talk about Rwanda's current development.
I will present about Rwanda's current development. In this part, I will elaborate three aspects of development. The first one is social progress. Rwanda has made significant investment in strong family, an educated and healthy society, and efficient social protection programs during the last 20 years to ensure a decent standard of living for all of its residents. Rwanda's education, economic, and healthcare system have improved access to healthcare and literacy rates. Infrastructure development, community-based projects such as Umuganda, gender equality, and social safety net programs have boosted the nation's development. Innovation and technology like the Kigali Innovation City have made Rwanda a regional development hub. The second aspect is economic growth. Rwanda's economy has experienced a significant growth over the past 20 years, with a GDP increase from 9.6 billion in 2018 to 13.3 billion in 2022, and a GDP per capita increase from 798 to 1,002. The country registered an average GDP growth of around 8% per year over the last 2 decades. The last 2 quarters of 2019 had double-digit growth, increase of 12% in the second quarters and 11.9% in the third. And the current GDP is increased to 25.5% in 2022. This sustained economic growth has lifted 1 million people out of poverty and increased life expectancy. Rwanda aims to achieve middle income and high income status by 2035 and 2050 through 7 years national strategies for transformation supported by UN Sustainable Development Goals. The last aspect is international relations. Since 1994 Tutsis genocides, the UK and Rwanda have developed close political, economic, and security relations. The 2022 Migration and Economic Development Partnerships announcement brought renewed British public attention to Rwanda. Under President Paul Kagame's guidance, Rwanda has improved its reputation and participated in multilateral operations, reducing criticisms. The ministry facilitates bilateral relationships between Rwanda and the UN and international development agencies such as AU, EAC, ECCAS, CEPGL, and many more, ensuring Rwanda honors its commitment and maintains positive interactions with other countries.
Rwanda has achieved better political stability compared to other African countries, with a political stability index point of 0.17, ranking 8th in Africa. Rwanda has been able to maintain a stable democracy, strong government institutions, and a commitment to democratic principles. Rwanda also has low corruption levels relative to most other African countries, With Transparency International ranking, Rwanda is the 5th cleanest out of 47 countries in sub-Saharan Africa and 55th cleanest out of 175 in the world. Now, move to economy aspect. Rwanda has emerged as one of Africa's top-performing economies with a projected average growth of more than 5.5% in 2023 till 2024, aiming to reclaim its position among the world's 10 fastest-growing economies. The country has achieved this rapid economic growth through various factors, including strong growth in industry, construction, services, and agriculture. Rwanda has also implemented supportive policies, making it easy to start a business and attracting investment. The country's sustained economic growth, averaging over 7% GDP growth annually over the last 2 decades, reflects its commitment to achieving national strategies for transformation. Additionally, growth rate CAGR averaging 6.1% over the last 10 years, reflecting its sustained economic growth. Apart from that, Rwanda has been recognized as the 4th most attractive investment destination in Africa. According to a recent ranking by the Rand Merchant Bank (RMB), this ranking is based on indicators such as operating environments, fiscal score, and development plan. The country notably moved up the ranking from 9th place the previous year. This recognition underscores Rwanda's commitment to creating a conducive environment for investment and economic growth. Last but not least, Rwanda has made remarkable progress in the health sector, outperforming other countries in the region. The country is one of the only countries in the region to meet the health-related Millennium Development Goals, recording steep declines in under 5 and maternal mortality over the past 15 years. Rwanda has implemented the nationwide community-based health insurance scheme, which has helped to increase access to healthcare services. The government has made primary healthcare a priority to improve access to health services and make progress towards universal health coverage. Rwanda has adopted policies to increase access to healthcare services by removing financial barriers. The government has invested in health information systems, equity-driven policies, and the use of foreign aid to invest in local capacity, which has helped Rwanda achieve greater health. In conclusion, based on our points on Rwanda's system of governance, it can be concluded that these achievements collectively demonstrate that Rwanda is one of the best performing countries in Africa with a strong foundation for continued progress and development.